Since its creation in 1987, Hamas has been in nearly constant conflict with the Jewish state. Its charter calls for the destruction of Israel. In 2007, in violent clashes with its rival Fatah, Hamas took control of the Gaza Strip. Israel imposed tight restrictions on the border as a response to Hamas rocket attacks. When an Egyptian-brokered ceasefire ended late last year and more rockets were fired from Gaza, Israel launched its latest assault. Mohammed al-Batawi is a Hamas legislator in the Israeli-occupied West Bank.
To the Zionist criminals, you will be defeated, God willing. There is no place for you in this land, not between us and these murderers. You will pay a very high price. This nation will not die, and we will not give up. Ever.
Hamas grew out of the Muslim Brotherhood, a religious and political organization founded in Egypt. Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, the group's founder and spiritual leader, preached and did charitable work in the West Bank and Gaza Strip, occupied by Israel in the 1967 Middle East War. At first, Israel supported the movement as a counterbalance to Yasser Arafat's Palestine Liberation Organization. Yassin, a quadriplegic who was nearly blind, established Hamas during the first Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. For many years, the group recruited, trained, and armed suicide bombers. The Council on Foreign Relations estimates Hamas has killed at least 500 people in more than 350 separate terrorist attacks. Yassin was killed in an Israeli airstrike in 2004. More than 200,000 Palestinians are said to have marched at his funeral. In 2006, Hamas won a surprise victory in legislative elections in Gaza and the West Bank, defeating Fatah, the party of Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Many Palestinians support Hamas because of its network of social services, including schools, orphanages, mosques, clinics, and sports leagues. Among Palestinians, Hamas has a reputation for honesty, which helps explain its popularity. Some officials of the Palestinian Authority, which controls the West Bank, have been seen as corrupt. Shibli Tilhami, the Anwar Sadat professor at the University of Maryland, says the massive destruction in Gaza will make it difficult for Hamas to rule there.
It certainly is going to affect Hamas's capacities. At some level militarily, at some level politically. They gain a little in public opinion. They might operationally be hurt. But one thing where we know they're going to hurt, and that is their governance capacity.
Hamas has been labeled a terrorist organization by the United States and the European Union. The group has long opposed the peace process between Israel and the Palestinians. Analyst Thomas Lippman of the Brookings Institution predicts the Gaza conflict will derail efforts to revive peace talks in the near future.
I can't imagine any circumstances now under which it would be useful or fruitful to announce some new drive for a comprehensive peace settlement.
While anti-Israeli sentiment is running high in the Arab world, some analysts say the U.S. should launch a peace initiative soon, in part to support Arab governments that back the peace process but have been confronted by public anger over the fighting in Gaza. Analysts say countries such as Egypt, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia are engaged in a war of ideas against those, like Hamas, who promote confrontation with Israel. Meredith Buel, VOA News, Washington.